Nick, we got some big news this week.
I hope it's magical.
Yeah, about 10 years worth of magic. Warner Bros. And Discovery just announced that they are committing 10 years of their time creating a new Harry Potter TV show, one book per season. They have J.K. Rowling back on board as executive producer. And I'm very conflicted over this decision. Like, not specifically the J.K. Rowling thing, but that is its own can of worms in and of itself. But I'm more conflicted on why they decided to do this, because over the past couple, years, Fantastic Beasts has tried to do its thing. It tried to become this 5-movie epic that kind of mirrored the heights that the Harry Potter series reached, but it just couldn't pull it off. And I think the biggest reason is it was never designed necessarily to pull that off. Like, these characters in this story, it just seemed like they were grasping at straws after a while, and it just felt very artificial and like a product. And it was very disappointing, like, with each consecutive movie. And because the first one was whatever, it was good, it was fine. The second one, Crimes of Grindelwald, like, wait a minute. And then Secrets of Dumbledore, like, hold up, stop.
The Secrets of Dumbledore, that was the most disappointing out of that trilogy.
Yeah, it's a trilogy now because they stopped. It was supposed to be a 5-movie adventure, but they just couldn't pull it off.
The whole thing was whack. Fantastic Beasts, I don't know how you can make... Was there an actual, book?
Yeah.
I know.
It was very small, though.
Oh, because I know, in Universe, there was a book, because Newt Scamander wrote it, and I know, I'm not trying to sound like a dork, but, Luna Lovegood, I think, married Newt's grandson in the book.
Okay.
Did J.K. Rowling actually hey, here's the actual real life Fantastic Beasts book, and it's just part of the Harry Potter merchandise. Was it ever like that?
That I actually do not know. I never read the book. I just owned it.
Okay.
Anyway.
But no, yeah, it's it seems like they're kind of grasping at straws with that whole Harry Potter thing. Okay, well, we finished the main character's story. What else can we do? And I'm not even saying don't do a Fantastic Beasts movie.
They're just not being smart.
Yeah, there's so much other stuff. There's so much other story material that you could do. You could do and they kind of did this a little bit, but it's you could do a Dumbledore origin. You could do a movie about how did Hogwarts come to be. You could do even a Voldemort origin series or something like that.
There is so much they could have done. They could have done the founding of the 4 houses at Hogwarts, those original 4 members.
Even do a fucking Hagrid movie. That could be the Forrest Gump of that franchise, because it's he's a goofy character, but at its center, it's a very heartwarming story. You could do that.
Sure,
you could even show what were Harry and Ron and Hermione doing after they graduated, and you could do that. You could do a movie about the Marauders Map. You show Sirius Black growing up with Peter Pettigrew and Lupin and James Potter, and that's its whole thing. There's Fantastic Beasts, and they just existed in on that,
and non-existing characters. There were so many stories they could have done. And it's even more frustrating because you brought this up before the podcast. Before all of the Fantastic Beasts movies, a little logo would pop up called, I believe, the Wizarding World, and it had all the wands. It would have all the
wands and shit.
And it's okay, where did that go? You're trying to tell us this is all in service of the Wizarding World, but you're only focusing on this really small cast of characters and trying to make all of those stories grand. And then when you fail ultimately with the Fantastic Beasts franchise, quote unquote, when you fail that, you immediately just default and go back to Harry Potter and do another 10-year commitment. I get that those stories are the big ones, but it's been done.
There's a word for what they're doing.
Redundant?
Pathetic.
It is pathetic. those movies are
It's weak.
so lauded.
It's so fucking weak. Like, are you serious? You couldn't think of anything else to talk about.
You're just going back to like plan A again, and you're gonna retread. Like, and this is why I'm conflicted, because I know the movies left out a lot of details from the books because that's just the nature of it. You can't fit an entire book and all those details into one movie and have it be cohesive. I get that, especially with the later ones, because there's just so much shit going on. And if
each book was longer than the last.
Exactly. So I get it. And the promise of a show doing one book per season and getting all of those little details that were missed in the movies, and just showing that in its full, that's really fucking cool. I actually really am looking forward to that. But it's just the why. Like, it just, going back to what you said, pathetic. You guys fail so spectacularly at making a sequel series that you just get cold feet. And this is conjecture, of course, whatever. We don't have insights into Warner Bros. Headquarters, David Zaslav or whatever.
I don't need insight. I got my opinion.
I got my opinion too, and my opinion is it's like they're scared to try anything new after the huge failure that was Fantastic Beasts. And it seems like they're just going back to the safe route of just retelling Harry Potter's story that the world knows it. And this could be the Harry Potter for a whole new generation, and I'm sure it will be. A whole new generation of children are going to grow up with this new actor, this new cast of characters. And this will be it for them, like Daniel Radcliffe was for us. It's just sad to see that this is all they have.
Yeah. It's whack. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Honestly, me neither.
This shit is fucking whack. Like, here, because here's the thing. It's whack. I can talk about this all day. Like, okay, they should have done this and they should have did that. But, at the end of the day, they're not going to. They're just going to keep doing what they want, whether, I agree with it or not, obviously.
Whether it's creatively bankrupt or not, they're just going to do it.
Because like you're saying, like a Harry Potter series that's more faithful to the books, yes, that's cool and everything, but y'all are trying to course correct like way too early, it seems like. And, not trying to sound like a broken record, but like that was the issue with the DC EU. Okay, we got Superman and we got Batman v Superman. Oh, but now we have to catch up with Marvel. So we have to fast track Justice League. But people don't like what we were doing with Man of Steel and with BVS. So now
like
we have to
overly course correct.
Yeah, we have to overly course correct. And like I feel like it kind of started with the Wonder Woman movie just because tonally that was just so different from the 3 DC EU movies that had come before it. But they did that, and now look what happened. Justice League was ass. Nobody fucking liked it.
The Whedon cut.
The Whedon cut was ass. Everybody wanted Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then they got that. And even still, like, okay, glad y'all liked it. We're gonna do our own thing now.
We're done.
Yeah, like thank you for joining us on this trilogy. I'm like, trilogy? Like, And then, okay, you got like the lighter DC movies, Shazam and Aquaman and Wonder Woman 84, and okay, wasn't feeling those, but whatever. And with Black Adam, it kind of, at the time, at least to me, it's like, okay, it seems like it's going to be on track. And then it wasn't. And now we're restarting with the DCU. And even then it's like, it's not like, okay, it's going to be a whole reboot, and it's not. So with the Harry Potter stuff, it's like, don't
go down that same road.
Don't do the same shit. Like, tell the stories you want to tell, sure, but
have faith in the creative vision and don't just stick to the safe money.
I get you can't always take risks with movies because it's always going to be a financial thing.
Every movie, every show is always a risk. Always.
Like kind of, but it's like some risks are
greater
a
than
lot
others.
larger than others. Yeah, but even then it's like, okay, because with the Fantastic Beasts movies, hey, here's Fantastic Beasts, and it's just going to be Fantastic Beasts. Oh, but we're low-key making him the new Harry Potter because he's like the dorky kind of underdog, and it's this Voldemort-esque character and blah blah blah. And then the second one, oh, okay, here's Dumbledore because we know you guys like Dumbledore. So here he is, and like, oh man, it's Grindelwald, who's basically just Voldemort. So it's like, yeah, it's a new story, but y'all are kind of doing the same thing. Because I don't just want to like, okay, here's what they should have done. Like, do Fantastic Beasts and then like just have that be its own thing and like, fuck it. Because like,
Yeah, it's overloading, Nick.
It's frustrating because like
It's very frustrating.
I'm not even saying Fantastic Beasts shouldn't have been made, but it shouldn't have been the vehicle to start a cinematic universe. Like I would like make.
You mentioned this earlier, and like I'm thinking about it. I feel like the Harry Potter wizarding world doesn't really even need any more introduction to start a cinematic universe, because like the entirety of the Harry Potter movies, the 8 that we got that they used as the springboard for Fantastic Beasts, those alone establish the world. You don't need any more establishment. Like Fantastic Beasts could have been, maybe even should have been, one movie, this really nice, different, refreshing, exciting adventure in the actual wizarding world. If it had connections to the Harry Potter shit, cool.
Yeah,
but
sure.
don't make that everything about it.
Just have it like a little 90-minute story, and he's a zoologist, so just have it be
have it be like, about the Fantastic Beasts.
I don't like it when they make like specific movies like too family friendly and too lighthearted, but with that, like, yeah, sure, that could have been a fucking cartoon for all I care. And then with what they did with Dumbledore and Grindelwald in the future movies, you know, you can make that a saga if you want. I'm sure that would be dope, but you make Dumbledore legit the main character. Like, they kept trying to bring Newt Scamander along. It's like, no disrespect to anybody, but, you know, I didn't want his
like
shit.
The most uninteresting character in the entire roster.
You have to make up these convoluted fucking reasons for him to join. Like, fuck that. And I know, like, his brother was in it. Even if his brother was in it and, like, he wasn't, that could be fine, too. And even, you know, if you want to, like, pump out some more fucking Fantastic Beast movies and it's just his story, like, give him a fucking trilogy if you want. And, like, just, you know, maybe his brother or whoever could, like, cameo and, like, maybe in, like, the end of the Dumbledore versus Grindelwald saga, maybe Newt Scamander could come back or something like that. But even then, it's like, if it makes sense, I don't do it just because he was there at the beginning and blah, blah, blah. And now they're like, hey.
It's just a shame.
Because now, like, what they're doing is like, okay, we know you guys didn't like the Fantastic Beast movies. We were trying to make that into like a 5-movie saga. Y'all didn't fuck with it. It's probably just going to be a trilogy now. We know you didn't like those movies, but we know y'all liked Harry Potter.
Yeah, wait for applause. I'm not saying it's the wrong move. I am saying it is the least interesting move, and it's the safest move.
I'm saying it's the wrong move.
And that's HEADCANON. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on YouTube. Go ahead and find us on any podcast streaming platform that you like, that you use. This has been Jacob Snyder, the man who will make your day brighter, Snyder.
And I have also been Nick the Slick Johnson.
Thank you and good night.
Leviosa.